uno, seis. When I uno, seis. When I uno, seis. Please don't get up in my way. When I uno, seis. When I uno, seis. When I uno, seis. Please don't get up in my way. Uno, seis. When I uno, seis. When I uno, seis. Please don't get up in my way. When I uno, seis. When I uno, seis. When I uno, seis. Please don't get up in my way.
What's up, my vatos in Cali, Dominicanos up in NY, Cubanos in Miami, Colombianos, we real I rap that wash hikes like all day. The sun is shame like cost me. I try to walk that nail path, but your boy live off of Broadway. I took the A train to 168, Dominicanos playing dominoes and them Platinos all on my plate. New York in my mind state, but you know we take it international. We finna follow anywhere the master goes, so we hang with and bang with every language. Even I be speaking that Spanglish like Dímelo loco, tato, let's go. Vámonos, we out here, oh. Mi amigos y yo unidos from the west side to the east coast, so ain't nobody rapping like this. Wood, on the name of my clique, yup. Todos los días, manito, dale, ya tú sabes, huh? I done woke up, slept on me, trying to eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober, y'all OD, follow me. Where the rain follow me, king. Yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really gonna throw, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the wire, better put Milo on it. And let's un chico malo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it. Cause I'm still going still right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that, sit back, listen to the truth for the sky crack. And the Lord get back. Or somebody wants to get back. And they click clack, leave you bent back, looking at this intact. Never left, but I've been back. Cross on my bit neck, and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a gimmick. You see me in the club, funny, you was in it. Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the meal may stop. But they ask for the truth, yeah, I'm a dork. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that down.
At this level is intelligence and IQ. And we're not gonna end up like that fuck nigga over there. I got knocked out. Caleb.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? They stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can.
He basically Chintuk, it's the one and only Ghost with the shadow in the front. Hope y'all having a blessed day. And I'm doing so much better today, man. I feel 100% better today, man. Last couple of days, I felt like shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, my schedule is all over the place. For real. Yeah, man. I'm doing my live early today, man. I gotta go somewhere. That reminds me. Hold on. Let me set a timer. What time is it? 3:30. Okay, I'll set my timer for. I gotta leave at 4:30. I'll be done before then. Yes, sir. Taino. Hey. Hey, let me make it clear. I don't know who's got the Alonzo account. Right? Hey, what's good, OG? I don't know who's got the Alonzo account, but I don't know if that was him yesterday. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't bothering me at first. You know, all the Alonzos and the Alonzos coming in here saying what they're saying. It wasn't, but now it's starting to like. I don't know if that's him, bro. But I'm gonna start banning everybody that says if he does that shit again, because I don't know if that was him. You ain't gonna come here one day and say what's up, and then the next day you come here and start talking shit, bro. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? That's weird to me. Like, you come here, you say what's up, right? Then you come here another day and you're just like, you're a troll, and this. I don't know if that's him. Oh, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. That's what's up. So now I know to keep it. So I don't know if I don't know if that's him or not, bro. But he comes here and then he says what's up one day, and then the next day he's like, you're a troll and this and that. I don't want to hear that, bro. Like, I'm gonna start like blocking your account, bro. And I'm gonna start blocking a lot of people too, bro. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm just letting you know right off the bat. Like, I'm just with some bullshit. We could talk boxing, right? We could joke around or whatever, but I feel like there's people that purposely come here, like purposely try to disrupt what I'm doing. That's a difference, bro. There's a difference between you like agreeing with me. People agree with me and disagree with me all the time. If you come here and try to disrupt my life, that's different though. Well, no, Deshaun, I don't know if that's him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's him or not. There's like 50, like this guy. I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that's him or not. Hey, what's good, D-Style? So, hey, so check it out. So, hey, my mic is good, right? It's not like too loud, too low, right? Is it? So, hey, so my live is not going to be that long today, but it's a little funny, man. So I don't know, the interview's been a couple days already, right? So you guys saw the TFMO interview with the Mason Cameron, It Is What It Is interview, right? And let me start by saying this, bro. Y'all know I like T.O., but yo, man, I criticize this guy because, like, I think he should not talk sometimes, bro. Okay? I think sometimes T.O. shouldn't talk. I think sometimes, like, I just think sometimes he doesn't even know what he's saying. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like sometimes, like, he just says things just to say it. He has no idea what he's saying. And then what happens is somebody will bring up something that he said, and it's like he either doesn't recall what he said because he just talks so much shit, or now he's got to like try to like he what? Oh wow, okay. Okay, that's what it is. Who you talk? You talking to me, or I don't care about no views. Oh, are you talking to D Style? Oh, why you don't like D Style? Damn, D Style, what you did? D Style get more views than me, so shit. I guess that ain't saying much for me. I don't care about views anyway. Hold on one second. If that's him though, Deshaun, then it is what it is, bro. Because like I don't care. Look. You know how you came here and you playing around like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? But it's like I pay attention to what people say. You know what I mean? And sometimes I go back to my live and I see what he's saying, and I'm like, that's weird because you was just here yesterday. It's almost like you're here to support, and then the next day you're trying to like talk shit. Like, that's a little bit different. And then he says things when I'm saying certain things, knowing like he said he came back with an account, and I believe he said, at least I have a father. I think he said that. And I know he wouldn't say that to my face, bro. I know he wouldn't say that to my face. So he's gonna come to my channel every day and then say something about my pops, bro. Bro, come on, man. Crazy as hell, man. I don't do that, bro. Like when you start talking about like family or something like that, like there's a difference, bro. Like, come on, man, stop that, bro. Like that's what I mean by you purposely trying to mess up somebody's life. Like, you ain't disagreeing with me. You literally talking about somebody in my life. And that makes me think, like, why would you do that? You know? So Tio did an interview on let me get into it real quick. Let me get into it. Tio did an interview, right? On the Cameron and Mace, it is what it is, right? And they were talking to him, and this is what I mean by sometimes I feel like he shouldn't, like he needs to watch what he says, or either that or he doesn't remember what he says, right? So he gets on the show, and this is after he made the comment about the whole like monkey thing with Terrence Crawford and Tank, right? This is after he made that comment, right? So Cameron doesn't even know that he made the comment, right? And Cameron says, you know, I'm a fan of yours, right? And if you remember when Shakur Stevenson when they were going at Shakur Stevenson when they were on the show, right? If you guys remember that, and I think I have that, they liked Shakur Stevenson at first because I'm not sure if he was on the show prior to his fight with Artem, but I do know that after the Artem fight, right, a lot of people were upset with Shakur because he just had like a subpar performance. But not only that, but he was like, fuck the fans, right? He was like, I don't fight for it. Like, he was like, I don't fight for y'all, which is kind of like crazy. Like, I don't know why you would say that to the fans. Like, then who do you fight for then? You fight for yourself and you fight for money? Okay, well, the fans are the reason why you even have a name. So leading up to the fight, as you know, Shakur was saying things like, I'm gonna stop him, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, right? And we saw the performance that Shakur had, right? And I don't think it was a bad performance, bro. I really don't. Like, but I don't think it was like up to what he was like. He made it seem like he was gonna stop him and everything like that, because everything from the De Los Santos fight. And so his performance wasn't like that. Then on top of that, he went on somebody else's show and said that you know, Artem had power, and then Shakur admitted that at 135 he feels like he hasn't adjusted, which, by the way, you know what makes a lot of sense? I was looking back at Shakur. Do you know that if you go back and look at Shakur when he's at 130, 130, oh no, 126 and 130, I think it was. If you go look at Shakur, he was way more aggressive and he had power, right? Somewhat. I'm not going to say he had a lot of power, but he was aggressive. And he was hurting fighters because they were backing up. You know, I was just looking at it the other day. I went back and I looked at some of the fights when Shakur started, and he was just way more aggressive, and his opponents would back up when they would get hit, you know? Then he even admitted, like, bro, since I've been to 135, like, he's basically saying in so many words, like, I don't have power at 135. Well, we already know that, right? But he didn't say it like that. He was like, I still need to adjust to 135. And I'm thinking in my head, like, bro, if you know that you have to still adjust to 135, why are you asking for a fight with Tank? Like, if you know that you need more time, like, come on, bro. If you can't hurt Artem and you can't hurt these other guys, you're not going to hurt Tank. So, but if you remember, let me take it back because I'm going to go back to what Tio said, but let's go first. If you remember, let me get everything together.
First loss.
Okay, get that there. Okay, and pull up the other one real quick. Where's the other one I had? I'm trying to find the one where he says, because it'll lead up to what I'm saying. Hold on. Oh, here it is, right here. Here it is. Okay, so which one is it here? It says, here it is, right here. Here it is. I got it. Got it.
I'm usually the voice of reason, and there is no reasoning to be said because.
Okay. So this was after the Artem fight, right? And I think Shakur, and I think at this point, I don't think Shakur had any issues with these guys, right? And these guys are gonna talk shit. They talk shit about everybody, and it's not just them. Is teams or if anybody, if they're talking football and the team does trash, right? They're gonna joke around. They're gonna say, "Hey, the Cowboys was trash last night." That's what they're doing. It's a podcast, So when Shakur had that fight with Artem, and Shakur was saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that," right? They started saying, they were joking. They were like, "Hey, like, bro, this dude put me to sleep. Like, you're boring, right?" And that's when Shakur went on X, of course. You know how Shakur is, bro. He's sensitive as hell. And he goes on X and he's like, "Man, y'all old ninjas and y'all want to see me in the streets." And he starts talking real greasy to them. So Cameron, when they were talking back, Cameron said this to him in regards to Tio, because Cameron likes Tio. And I believe this is it right here. I think this is the clip.
I'm usually the voice of reason, and there is no reasoning to be said because everything you guys said is 100% valid. My advice, get off Twitter. They didn't even say that you were a bad fighter. They literally said that you were boring. And if you can't take the heat, you can't take the heat, because multiple people have said that. If you're not in tune with the culture, that's on you. I don't really know what to tell you. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
But what I lastly say is, because you don't know. Seriously, all jokes aside, not even joking. Mace is 1,000,000% better rapper tonight than you are boxer. Tonight, not old murder, not tonight. We gave our opinion and that was that. But don't ever sit here and compare your career to his career as far as what he did, nigga. Nigga, 5 million. I don't know if you know what that means. I don't even know if you get what I'm saying.
No TikTok, nigga.
Yeah, no, there wasn't no internet,
no
nigga.
TikTok, no internet, nigga, no nothing.
Listen, to that day.
You got an attitude.
To that day in Harlem, that record is still unmatched. I didn't do it. I have accumulation of records, but one record, no. It's still a record, nigga. What record you got? You ain't got no records, nigga. Come on, cut it out, my nigga.
10 knockouts, I told you.
I'm trying to find the part where he mentioned Shakur. Is this the right clip? This should be the right clip. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, it was the wrong one. My bad. What an idiot, bro. Hold on. It's the wrong clip.
I'm usually the voice of reason, and
so
there is no.
It is the clip then. Hold on.
Fimo.
Oh, here it is. Right here. Here it is.
I'll always being nice about it.
Here it is.
But at the end of the day, argue with the other niggas who talk about it. As a matter of fact, you want us to go, why you not talking shit to Teofimo or the Tank? All them niggas diss you. The nigga Tank actually said before your fight, look for the curtain because the tickets may not be sold out. So they try to put the curtain around the top row so that it blacks out and it looks like it's sold out. Why you ain't talking to these? These is niggas in your profession.
Hey, I'm
So, and then also Cameron had made a comment, and I'm not gonna look for it because it's all scrambled. But he basically made a comment because Shakur kept talking shit. He said, because he likes Tio. He said something like, Tio, like, I got my guy Tio smacking the fuck out you or something like that and knocking your ass back to Irvington. I think he made a comment like that, back to Irvington, right? So then Tio does an interview where, and this is why I say Tio sometimes, bro. I don't agree with everything Tio says. I support Tio like as a fighter in the ring, but I know I don't think he should talk sometimes. I mean, I ain't gonna tell him not to talk, but I do know that sometimes I think he just talks just to talk. So he's on it because he said in the past he'll fight Shakur. Then he says he won't fight Shakur, right? So he does an interview where Tio is like, he's like real timid, because you know how Tio got different personalities, right? He's like real timid, and he's like, nah, I won't fight Shakur. Like that. Like, nah, I don't, like something like, I don't got no interest in fighting him. So Shakur tags that clip and sends it to Cameron. And he's like, is this the dude? Is this the dude you told me that I need to watch out for? He don't even want to fight me, right? So when Tio goes on to do the interview, the first thing Cameron says, yo, why you make me look bad, right? And look what Tio says, bro. This, oh my goodness, bro. This dude, right here.
First loss?
Nah, yeah. I ain't trying to deal with that. I've seen Shakur lose in the amateurs.
First.
Okay. Hold on one second. So he says to him, hey, why you say in an interview that you ain't gonna fight Shakur? Like, you make me look bad, bro. And then Cameron goes, you know, hey, look, I ain't trying to like shit on Shakur, but he's like, but you did make me look bad. And this is what Tio says on why he doesn't want to fight Shakur.
Loss?
Nah, yeah. I ain't trying to deal with that. I've seen Shakur lose in the amateurs back because we all from that class.
Yeah.
And it ain't a good look, man. There was this one time, especially here in Vegas, National Golden Gloves, I think 2015. Same year me and Jerron Ennis Boots won. And Shakur, man, he lost it. He lost it, man. He lost to Ruben Villa, and then he wanted to go up to one of the, I think he did, wanted to the rooftop of the hotel, and he wanted to jump off. Yeah.
Wow.
I ain't trying to have actual blood on my hands.
Yeah.
He said he tried to jump off, bro. Look, I'm not making fun of mental illness, bro, because let me just make it clear, like everybody goes through some shit, and I'm gonna say this. Even though I like Tio, I'm always gonna be brutally honest. I think Tio wouldn't fight Shakur because he knows Shakur would be fucking hard as hell to hit. I'm just telling you what I think. I think anyone that fights Shakur knows this kid is defensively sound. I'm not trying to chase this kid all around the ring. However, with that said, I do believe what he said, bro. I do believe I could picture Shakur doing that, bro. Shakur is real sensitive, bro.
I know you wanted that gold medal. You walk away with a silver medal. Can you take any pride in that?
No. I don't like to lose.
He did that. And now, granted, it's the Olympics, and so did Floyd. Floyd cried too. And I'm not saying that a man can't cry, shit, you know? But I think there's a time and place to cry, bro. But then again, bro, you know, he put everything into it. But I'm just saying, Shakur does look like the type that if he lost, he'd go up to a damn building, bro. And man, this whole generation is just, this is a different generation of boxers, bro. Yeah, 2015. That would make him what? That would make him what? Because Shakur is how old now? Shakur is... Yeah, that seems about right, OG. Yeah, that seems about right. Shakur's 27 years old. So we're talking, what, 9 years ago? He was like 17, 18. And he even says it was the class where Jerron Boots Ennis was in there. And I believe I'm not sure if that is the year where you could still find it on YouTube. I'm not sure if that's the year where Jerron Ennis Boots fought what's his name? The Russell brother, and lost. You can still find it on YouTube. Not Gary Russell. The one that took a loss recently, Antoine, the one at 140. I think that was the year where you could actually see Boots and you could see him fight. And by the way, if you ever see that fight, if you ever go on YouTube and you see that fight, Boots doesn't even look like he fights nothing like he fights. I mean, I was shocked. Like, I had to actually look. And I was like, is that Boots? Because he just did not fight. Like, he fights totally different now. He was more like trying to, like, how do I say it? He was more like just staying on the outside, trying to jab and stay on the outside. Whereas now you see Boots now, Boots is like, he's all over the place, you know? He's lefty, he's righty, he comes forward, he goes backwards. Like, it's like sometimes, you know, hey, not to get on Boots for a second, but I like, even though I like Boots, you know what I notice about Boots? It's almost like sometimes he's trying to do too much. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. He's like, he's trying to do too much. Like, he'll start off on the outside, then he'll go on the inside, then he starts being defensive. Then it's like he's doing like, it's like he's trying to show all his skills in like one round, you know? And I don't know if he does that on purpose, but I noticed that a lot. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're going to do. Maybe he does that on purpose to confuse you. I don't know. But I know, like, if you watch him fight, when he fought Russell, he fights nothing like that. He was trying to jab and stay on the outside, and Russell was tearing him up. Russell beat him. He beat him. And he's a smaller guy. So, but, you know, amateur doesn't always, you know, I think obviously your amateur experience counts, but it ain't the say all tell all. I mean, if that was the case, didn't Castaño beat Errol Spence in the amateurs, and Danny Garcia beat Terrence Crawford, didn't he? So, you know, it doesn't always equate to everything, but styles make fights. Oh, why bring up? I explained it to you why he brought it up. OG, I explained it to you why. Because Shakur had that fight with Artem, right? He was cool with them, and they were playing around. They like Shakur. They were playing around and said, yo, man, you made me go to sleep. Shakur got mad, took it disrespectful, talking about he gonna get Jay Prince and catch Mace and Cameron, like talking all greasy, right? So that's when Cameron and Mace went off on him, like, yo, who you talking to like that? You a kid. Like, we talk shit about everybody. We talk shit about LeBron when he fucks up, you know? So that's when Cameron said, yo, I'll get Tio to smack the fuck out you. And then Tio was on an interview saying, I won't fight Shakur. So when Shakur got on there, the first thing Cameron said is, yo, why you make me look bad, bro? There's an interview of you saying you won't fight him. And then that's when that was Tio's response. He said, yo, now we know that's just a bullshit response. Like, he's just trying to, like, you know how Tio is. He's basically saying, like, I don't want to hand him his first loss because the last time he lost, he went up on a building and almost jumped. So he tried to take a stab at Shakur like that. Yo, what? Listen, sometimes he shouldn't listen. I agree where, like, I feel like Tio sometimes better off not saying nothing, but Tio is his own man. You know what I mean? Tio's gonna say what he's gonna say. I like Tio in the ring. I don't support any of this crazy shit, the monkeys and this and that. You know, even if you think, look, I'm from New York and I know, you know, Latinos say with the N with the A on the end. I don't do it. I say ninja. I don't even try to, like, I'm just like that, right? And even though I know the culture is different, you know, I still think that as a grown man, as an adult, you know, everything you say has a consequence. That's just, it's plain and simple. So even though I know that where I'm from, right? Even though I know where I'm from, it's, I wouldn't say it's acceptable, but I would say that it's a given. Like Tycho will tell you, it's a given. Latinos be like, yo, ninja, like with the A, right? I know that, but I'm still a grown ass adult. And I still know that if I say that, there's somebody that might take offense to that. Now I'm a grown ass man. I can say it if I want, you know, it's a, you know, freedom of speech. I choose not to, because I feel like if I could avoid, like, you know, stupid shit, then why say it? Right. But Tio and Shakur and Devin and a lot of these guys they come from a different generation. So Tio just says stuff, and I agree. I don't think Tio puts his foot in the mouth all the time, bro. He does a lot of times. And I may not agree with what he says, but he's his own man. I think Tio is the type of person, he tries to I believe he takes like the David Benavidez route. Okay. Instead of saying, I want to fight you or something like that, he does these personal attacks, bro. I know, no, Tycho, I know we look at it like that, but you got to understand, Tycho, like over there, they don't. Because I remember when I got stationed at Fort Lewis, I told you, I would say it, and my boy was like, yo, I don't like that. And I'm like, bro, what you mean? Like, I'm from the East. Like, this is how we talk. He's like, yeah, but I don't. And he was from either down south or from out west. And he's like, yeah, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. So I stopped saying it because that was my boy. He didn't like it. He didn't like it when I said it. And I tell people all the time, like, if you don't like it, you really shouldn't go to New York, New Jersey, Philly, Boston, Jersey, the whole tri-state area. I tell people that all the time. Like, you're going to see Arabic saying it, Chinese people saying it, white people saying it. But my point is, Tycho, is that Tio is a grown-ass man still. And he knows that anything that he says has repercussions. And as much as I fuck with Tio, he's got a past where even with what's his name? Keyshawn, the issue. And I'm not trying to bring it up, but there was an issue with Tio and his father and Keyshawn at the gym, you know, over that. And there was an altercation. So, like, what you say, bro, there's consequences to everything that you say. So it's not me being a bitch. I just choose to respect people. Once you disrespect me, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I'm just not going to just, Tio looks like he goes out of his way to antagonize people. And I feel like, I don't know whether he's doing it to irritate the person, or I don't know if he's doing it to look cool, or I don't know if he's doing it to actually get a fight. Speaking of that, you saw what Bud said, right? You saw what Bud said in his interview. Let me make this clear. Bud Crawford said, you know, oh, well, you know, Tio, he's going about it all wrong. He just wants attention. Listen, if you really think that if Tio would have went up to Crawford respectfully and said, I want to fight you, you think he would have fought him? What you think Boots been doing? Boots never said anything disrespectful to Crawford. Boots never said, yo, I'm gonna do this, Ninja, I'm gonna do it. No, he's like, hey man, look, I wanna, what's up? Calm and collective. So him saying that, making it try to seem like Tio doing that is like one of the reasons why he's not acknowledging him. I don't believe that. I don't think you would fight Tio under any circumstances, not because you're scared. I just think he doesn't want to fight him. I think he just wants to fight Canelo, and that's it. I think he might be fighting Fundora now. You know, I already told you the best rectification that I feel like as a boxing fan, what I would love to see is either in order to get the Canelo fight, I wish you in a perfect world, I would like to see either one or two things happen in order for Crawford to fight Canelo, right? Either you move up to 168 and you take out a top tier opponent, right? And I mean, a perfect world, bro. You know, David can't make one. I don't even think David can make 168 no more. But I'm just saying, in a perfect world, I'd like to see David Benavidez come down and maybe fight him. I mean, if you're going to challenge Canelo and say you're going to beat Canelo, why not take out the dude that everybody thinks he fears? You know, that would be a perfect world for me. Or if you're not going to do that, then since you want to move up 2 weight classes and fight Canelo, then do the same for the young buck that wants to fight you. That's 2 classes down. That's how I look at it. Like, and I feel like a lot of people just don't listen, whether you like Tio or not, this isn't about whether you like Tio or not. It's about, for me, keeping the same energy. And for people that say, I saw people say, I noticed when it comes to Tio and Crawford, people make all these excuses, right? Oh, well, you know, he doesn't really want to fight. He's clout chasing. Who's going to pay for it? This and that. First off, if you think he's clout chasing, right, then call his bluff. If Tio is on you like that, he's going to fight you, bro. He's not going to do all that. And then you send a contract. He's not, bro. He's not. I firmly do not believe that, bro. Okay. He did the same thing to Josh Taylor. They did the same thing to Loma for almost like 2 years. And his father was antagonizing Loma. You ever see the video where Tio Sr. is in the elevator and Loma's in the elevator? And Tio Sr. goes up in the elevator and he's like, yo, we coming for you. Like they do that to the dudes that they feel like they really want to fight. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but that's what they do. That's how they go about it, bro. That's how they go about it. As far as paying for it, who's going to pay for it? Listen, bro. Who is paying for Crawford's fights right now? The Turk. And what did the Turk say? I want to put on the best fights for Crawford, right? If Crawford was to go to the Turk and say, I want to fight, you think he's not going to? Come on, bro. The Turk already said he's behind Crawford. He's willing to pay for him to fight Fundora now, right? So why would you think he wouldn't put up if he really wanted to fight Tio, he could say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of this kid talking shit. Hey, put it up. And that, be honest with you, that fight people would watch that fight for multiple reasons. Multiple reasons. Number one, a lot of people don't like Tio. A lot of people don't like his remarks. They don't like the way he is. So that alone, they want to see Crawford beat his ass. So you got that aspect of it right there. Then you got actual boxing fans that know, hey, that'll be to me. I'm not saying he beats Crawford, but I'm saying I would like to see that, bro. You over here, me as a boxing fan, you're asking me to want to see Crawford move up 2 weight classes and fight Canelo. So what is the difference? There really is no difference, bro. 2 weight classes up, Tio meets Crawford. Crawford goes 2 weight classes up and meets Canelo. Tio was just in camp practicing with Canelo. So it's a great storyline, bro. It's a perfect storyline. He goes to the Turk. He says, you know what? I'm tired of this kid talking, bro. I'm tired of him talking. All right. He's the WBO lineal champion at 140. So the rankings, we could just make that it is what it is, right? He said he's willing to come up to 154. So Bud don't got to drain himself. Tio said it twice. I'll come up to 154. He said it on the what it is on the podcast. He said typically, if he wanted to fight me, I'd ask for some sort of catch weight, right? We meet somewhere. I go above 147. He comes below 154. He says, but if he doesn't want to do that, I'll go straight to 154. And I do believe Tio would do that. And I believe that is a great storyline. You just saw Tio is now rumored to be somewhat he's trying to, like, I don't know if he's trying to get under the tutelage of Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, right? Or Canelo Promotions or whatever it is, but you saw him in the ring with Canelo, right? You know Crawford wants to fight Canelo, right? And everyone's got these narratives, and people say that, you know, Canelo was scared of Crawford, and even before all of this even happened, and this is just some guy who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. But just to prove it to you, like I've showed you this before, This is way before any of this happened. Way before the Turk. Way before the Turk. Way before this was a while back. This was when Canelo was gonna re-sign with PBC. You got people like this that thought this back then. I played it before.
Canelo Alvarez ultimately turned that 3-fight deal down and instead signed a matchroom boxing deal, which set the stage for fights with Dimitri Bivol in the third fight with Triple G. You remember that? He had no qualms about fighting Spence potentially at 164, as Spence was part of a 3-fight deal that included Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez. Canelo Alvarez is a walking contradiction. Canelo Alvarez is ducking Terrence Bud Crawford. Make no mistake about it.
See, so I don't, and I mean, the dude looks like he believes it. Whatever. I don't even know how that even makes sense back then. That made no sense because Crawford wasn't even involved in the contract they were offering Canelo. But it just goes to show you how people are. They're gonna twist. It is what it is. But anyway, the storyline, bro. You could say, hey, look, you want to fight Canelo, right? You want to move up to, all right, beat Tio. Not only that, on Crawford's resume, let me ask you this. If he was to beat Tio, wouldn't Tio be considered the most accomplished fighter that he's fought? I'm just saying, as far as accomplishments go. I believe it would be, right? Because I think Earl was a unified champion. I think Kell Brook was when he fought Kell Brook, he wasn't a champion anymore. When he fought Sean Porter, I don't think he was a champion. The only person I'm not talking about the 140 run, but even the dudes at 140, you take people's resumes. I believe Tio would be the one with the most accolades. Whether you hate him or like him, bro, it doesn't matter. You can't. You know, I may feel a certain way about Devin, but I can't take away his accomplishments. He was undisputed at 135, bro. Like, it is what it is. I may not like the way he did it. He waited till Tio lost and came in and scooped up the fight with Kambosos, but okay, but he still did it. He still has accolades, bro. Yeah, I was stationed at Fort Lewis, yeah. I'm not referring to now, brother. I was talking about the past. I'm just comparing how Crawford was trying to indicate in so many words that it's the way Tio approaches him. And he's right. I agree with that. Like, a lot of things Tio says, I don't think there's a valid reason for it. You know, I think he's just saying it just to say it. Like, he could have simply said, when they asked him about Shakur, right? He could have simply said, hey, look, man, I just said I didn't want to fight him because I had no interest in fighting him. That's really all he had to say. But that's not what he says. He says, oh, no, he makes a joke out of it. He's like, nah, I don't want to fight Shakur because the last time he lost, he almost jumped off a building. You see what I'm saying? Let's not act like Shakur wasn't taking stabs at Tio either. You know? And by the way, I don't know if people really, really pay attention, but everyone thinks that Tio came out of nowhere and went at Crawford, right? You do know how that started, right? From Crawford. Go back to when Tio, the build up to the Tio and was it Jermaine Ortiz? It was the fight where Tio made the so-called comment against Puerto Ricans and people got mad. I didn't take it offensive. Remember, he made the comment about Puerto Ricans and I agreed. He basically said, like, we don't have a Tito right now. We don't have a Cotto right now. In so many words, he was saying, like, there is no good. He was like, I'll beat every Puerto Rican fighter there is right now. You know, and what he was saying, like, we don't have that star. People got all offended, right? That training camp, he mentioned Crawford. I think that was around the time where he really started mentioning Crawford. And the guy asked him, it's like, why are you mentioning Crawford? He's like, oh, yeah, y'all think I'm going at him. He called me out, and he did. Crawford did call out Tio. He made a comment. And T.O. explains. I didn't think he said it was on X or Twitter. Regardless, it was just a little comment. It wasn't nothing big. It wasn't nothing major. It wasn't like Crawford was like, "I'll beat the fuck out of him." Nothing like that. But he did say like, you know, I'll fight him and take those belts or something like that. And T.O. said he remembered that. T.O. was like, "Oh, okay, really? Okay." And you know how T.O. is. So he took it a certain way. So now he's like, "What's up?" And I think a lot of people think he's playing, and I don't think he's playing, bro. And as far as like people, I feel like we have a schedule that's stagnant, bro. We have a stale, as a hardcore boxing fan, I feel like the boxing schedule is a little stale right now, right? And all I'm saying is, man, as boxing fans, whether you like a fighter or not, right? If you think it's a good fight, or even if you think that the dude gets demolished, but you don't like that fighter, right? Then you should really, instead of you tearing it down and being like, "Oh, fuck that," laugh it off, push for it, bro. Because fighters, believe it or not, they do watch YouTube because we are the sector. Like, I don't think anybody takes ESPN, the little segments that they do on boxing with Stephen A. Smith. I don't think people take that as law. When fighters want to look at who's talking about boxing and they come to YouTube. Believe it or not, I'm not saying my channel, but the YouTube community, bro. They do watch and they do know what people say. And there's been fights, there's been certain fights that was pushed on YouTube that almost came to fruition. You remember when Devin Haney was going to fight Gary Russell Jr.? There was multiple channels involved with that. I believe H Money was involved with that too. They went on the channel, and it wasn't just that channel. It was multiple channels, and a contract was actually sent. But in reality, the Haneys had a fight like they do it all the time. I was talking about that back then too. They had a fight already lined up though, right? And what they did was they sent Gary Russell a term sheet or something. I believe it was a term sheet, but it wasn't a contract. And they sent them a term sheet. And I think Gary looked at it like, "What is this?" Like, you know what I mean? And I think they sent it just to send it. So if he didn't sign it, they'd be like, "Look, we offered you." You know how people are. We offered him a fight. He didn't take it. Just to like cover your back. Sort of like if somebody says, "Shadow, I want to fight you," and I'm like, "Yeah, 50 million. I know they ain't gonna pay 50 million. So when they say, "Come on, man," and I'm like, "Look, I told him I'll fight him. He don't want to fight me." That's the old that's like the okie doke, bro. You know? And they sent them a term sheet and he didn't sign it. But in reality, Devin already had a fight lined up with what's his name? The dude that tanked out Gamboa. But anyway, that all stemmed from YouTube, right? Wilder and Tyson Fury. When Wilder got knocked out, it was the YouTube community that pushed that lit the whole flame for the whole cheating and the poisoning and everything or whatever. To the point where he let go of what's his name? The dude that saved his life. So they watch our channels, bro. And all I'm saying is, whether you like T.O., whether you don't like T.O., I believe we have an influence on fights, bro. If people stop laughing shit away, like, he put him in the hospital, he clout chasing, this and that. And when you say things like, I've seen, like, I saw somebody say on the Boxer Voice was like, "T.O. knows nobody's going to pay for that." What are you talking about? The Turk has came out numerous occasions and said, "I am backing Terrence Crawford. The fights that he wants is the fights that I will back. He wants Canelo, I will back Canelo." He's about to pay for Fundora. Why wouldn't he pay for T.O.? And you can't say T.O.'s going to ask for outlandish money, because to me, T.O. is one of the most underpaid boxers in the world. He's even admitted he's underpaid. So I just feel like, you know, if you really think that he's going to knock him out and do whatever, then you should be like, "Yo, bud, man, just knock this kid out already, bro." And I do believe that if he was to fight him, like, it would kind of put Canelo even though Canelo don't move for nobody, right? Crawford isn't that disrespectful like how David is, right? And I don't agree with, I've been through this before. I don't agree with the diva stuff that Canelo does, right? He gets mad at you, and in his mind, he's like, to me as a fan, I'm like, well, beat his ass if you don't like him. But in his mind, he's like, why am I going to give this kid the biggest payday so he could live for the rest of his life? And he's disrespectful as fuck. That's how Canelo looks at it, believe it or not. You think he's scared of David? He went up and fought them dudes at 175. Come on, man. He's not scared of David. I just think David and his father are so disrespectful, which I don't agree with the diva shit. Like, bro, people talk shit. Andre walking up in the press conference, that's what boxing is about. Fighters have done that in the past. They walk up in the press conference like, oh, why you ducking me? And it's good for promotion. I like it. But nonetheless, Canelo is the guy that's in that position. Canelo is the guy that calls the shots as far as that goes, and he don't like it. He likes it when you are respectful. Bud hasn't been disrespectful to him. So I believe that, you know, I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing the Tio fight. And I think it sets a precedent for the Canelo fight because it's almost the same thing. It's like you're saying to Canelo, look, I'm asking to come up 2 weight classes to fight you, right? I'll tell you what I'll do. The young buck that's in the one that's fucking with you right now, I'm going to let him come up 2 weight classes and fight me. After I spank that ass, then I'm going to come see you. What's up? I think it's a great storyline, but people laugh it off. Oh, it's impossible. Nobody's going to pay for it. Tio's clout chasing. Tio won't fight him. They'll put him in the hospital. And it's just like, excuse that. All I hear is excuses, bro. I mean, if it's such an easy fight, that's an easy bag. Let's be logical here. If it's such an easy fight, that's an easy bag. That's how I look at it. If Crawford's like, man, I'll beat the shit out that kid. He won't even touch me, bro. You like money, Crawford, right? I know you want to get paid. You're trying to get paid with Canelo, right? Make a small bag, even if it's not a big bag. You're so sure you're gonna do that to Tio, right? You're positive, right? It's a cakewalk. Go get that bag. Or go fight Fundora. Or go fight Fundora. I would like to see, listen, I don't, that's a good fight too, Sergeant. I'm just saying though, I'm just trying to make a point, bro, my side, because I know a lot of people, when they listen to me, they think that, I know people get this impression of me like, oh, you just a Tio dick rider. No, bro, I criticize Tio a lot. I criticize the fighters that I like a lot. And at the end of the day, I want to see fights, right? I want to see good fights, right? Even this isn't about whether I think the fighter that I'm going for is going to win or lose. Because to be honest with you, I think Crawford is a very dangerous fight for Tio. Very dangerous. You got other fans or people that support fighters. Like, I'm going to give an example. You know, there's Canelo fans out there that don't want to see him fight David because in their mind, they think David might beat him. So in reality, they say things like, what has David done? David won't do shit. You see what I'm saying? And it's like their way of like, they don't, deep down inside, they don't, right? I'm not like that. I'm like, hey, listen, if he lose, he lose. I want to see the fight. Like, I knew Colbert was going to lose against O'Reilly too. I said, you stupid. You should have just let that go. You barely got out of there with the skin in your teeth, bro. Now you fighting on Pro Box, bro. But I still went for him. And I knew he was going to get knocked out, but it is what it is. I think instead of just laughing these fights away, push for it, bro. Tell Crawford, yo, the boy's disrespecting you, bro. You said that you'll mollywop him. It's easy. That's an easy bag. You and the Turk will pay for it. And you know, Tio ain't gonna ask for no outlandish money like Canelo. I mean, to me, it's just it's a makeable fight, bro. All right. Tio don't got a fight lined up. That's all I'm saying. People think he's playing or clout chasing. It's kind of funny though. How do you know if someone's clout chasing if you don't if you don't call their bluff. That's what I don't understand. Like if someone kept saying to me, hey, yo, come outside. I'm like, man, you play. How do I know? Unless I say, okay, what's up? You want to go outside? Then if you don't go outside, okay, he's fronting. I won't know though. Because I keep saying, you playing. Like, I have no idea whether he's playing or not. Obviously, I don't think T.O. playing. And I know a lot of people don't like T.O., bro. I know they don't like T.O. Like, you should be wanting Crawford to beat his ass. I don't get it. It's like this community's backwards to me sometimes, bro. It's just, it's like, I've seen literally, and we talked about this a couple months ago. I've seen people take lives, right? Lives. And like 90% of their live is explaining why a fighter shouldn't fight somebody, bro. Literally. A boxing channel is spending their whole life talking about why this guy shouldn't fight that guy. Instead of saying, fuck it, let's see it. Even if you think he gets knocked out, it's a fight. We get it out the way. We ain't got to talk about it no more. We know what happened, right? It's just maybe the way I look at things is different, but I look at it like this, like it's a dangerous fight for T.O. And T.O. puts his foot in his mouth a lot of times. Well, if that's what's gonna happen with Bud, to let him get fucked up, then, bro, right? Let him dig his own grave, bro. And I'm going for him. Give him what he wants. But y'all want to laugh it away. Look, and that's another thing too. Like, that's why I'd rather see T.O. in camp, because when he's not, he does this shit, bro. He starts saying crazy stuff, and to be honest with you, I don't think he understands half the thing. I'm not excusing him. I'm saying at the time he's just talking, and it always comes back to bite him in the ass. Like the whole I don't want to fight Shakur thing. He should have never said that. Because now there's a clip of you out there, right? Clear as day, calm as hell, saying, I'll never fight Shakur. Now you got to answer that. Now Shakur could take that at any time and go, look at what this guy said. He said he'll never fight me. He's scared of me. So now T.O. is in a stupid position, and instead of him just fucking manning up and like, yo, I just said I didn't want to fight him. He wasn't in my path or my plans. Instead of saying that, he goes, oh, well, I don't want to hand him a loss because the last time he lost, he almost jumped off a building. Like, I don't support some of the shit T.O. says. I just support him in the ring. It is what it is, bro. I want to see him fight. And I do think, I know that when him and his father are calling for a fighter, they mean it. They're 2 for 2 on it, bro. They're 2 for 2. Go back to the video of him years ago. I was laughing because Loma was mad. Loma's getting in the elevator, and I don't know if T.O. Sr. was already in there. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if he was already in there or he followed Loma in there. And I think Loma was just trying to be, respectful. And I believe T.O. Sr. was like, yo, we coming for you, bro. Hold on. And this was around the time that Tank said, and see, people don't remember this. This is around the time Tank was like, I ain't fighting him for 5 years. Meanwhile, T.O. is like, he's chasing him. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta find it, man. It's an old video. I wonder if was it on Ellie Setback? The reason why I remember is because somebody was live. A channel was live with Loma. That's how it got on camera. A channel was live with Loma, and then you see T.O. Senior come in, and that's how it got recorded. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna put it in my file. So next time I go live, because I literally was watching it last month. I forgot whose channel it was on though. Was it Ellie Setback? Why do I? Is Ellie Setback cool with Loma? I don't know. I know he's a Tank and Canelo all the time. I'll find it. I'll make sure I find it and I'll have it in my files for when I go live next. But yeah, man. So I just think it's a doable fight, bro. I think you know, people that are making it seem like it's an impossible fight to make. I ask you how. How is it an impossible fight? I think it's more possible than Crawford fighting Canelo right now. I think it's a more doable fight. It's a more affordable fight. And you still gotta convince Canelo to say yes. You don't gotta do too much convincing for T.O. He's literally begging for the ass whooping, right? Also, and I say that too, because I gotta go soon. But I say this too for my second subject. I mean, listen, content is content, okay? Content creators we're always gonna talk about whatever. There's certain things I don't really like going live about. Like, believe it or not, it may not look like it. It may not look like it, but I don't like going live about Devin all the time, bro. Y'all think I do. I don't, bro. I usually, when I go at Devin, right, it's usually because he does some stupid shit in my eyes, or it's a stale day for me with content. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I always got shit to say about Devin. And y'all know how, and I troll too when it comes to Devin, right? I don't, you know, I don't get real personal with it. And I like Bill. You know what I mean? I like his character. I think he's good for boxing, just like certain people are good for boxing. I think Rolly's good for boxing. He may not be the greatest fighter, but, well, I don't know about now because Rolly's real humble now. But the Rolly before he got knocked out, I feel like was great. He was like a WWE character, you know? I think we need that for boxing. Y'all may not like Ryan Garcia. Y'all may not like Ryan Garcia, but I don't think people put it into perspective that he's good for boxing, even if you don't like him. Even if you don't like him. Because let's say he says some outlandish stuff, right? Or you think he says something racist or whatever. That's content for your channel, bro. And y'all gonna eat off that the whole week or the month or whatever y'all gonna do. I don't think these guys realize that. Like, what these dudes that go at Canelo like that, what are they gonna do when Canelo leaves? He's literally putting food in their mouth. So we, like, regardless whether I like Devin or I like this fighter, like, if it's good for the sport, it's good for the sport. It's good content. It's good stuff to watch. It leads up to good fights. You see what I'm saying? I don't like, people look at me like I'm crazy when I say I want to see Crawford and T.O. and I think it's good for boxing, because it is good for boxing. Because when you look at our schedule right now, and now we're in a position where you got outlets over here trying to hype up the Lamont Roach fight because they're Tank fans. They're trying to convince you this is they're trying to convince you this is like, oh yeah, this ain't as bad. These guys are haters. And no, bro, you know that's not the fight that you kind of want to see Tank in at this point in his career. I like Tank, so I don't shit on Tank. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the same thing with the Canelo and Berlanga. I know why Canelo picked Berlanga, and that's another thing too. Sometimes I wonder if some of these people follow boxing. And maybe they do. Maybe they do. I think some people follow boxing, but they purposely ignore things. Like, if you follow boxing, then you know Canelo really, that was his best choice, was Berlanga. as much as I hate to say it, because I didn't want to see the fight. I really didn't. That was the one fight where I literally said, I don't want to see that fight. But if you look at the position and the situation at the current time, Berlanga was his best choice. David wasn't even on the table. So, and you know, he would have tried to do something with like Jamal. They wouldn't want to hear it, right? So the best fight at the time was a rivalry, Puerto Rico and Mexico, right? And it was Independence Day for a Mexican Independence Day. So it's like, I think people like, they don't really follow, like, I don't know. Maybe they follow boxing, maybe they don't. But sometimes when people talk, I'm like, bro, do you even know what was going on? Like people laugh at Tio when it comes to him and Loma. Do y'all know at that time Tank was on camera saying like, I ain't fighting that dude for another 5 years, bro. Meanwhile, Tio and his father's chasing the man. So I'm just saying he's good for boxing. Ryan Garcia coming back, right? I know a lot of people don't like Ryan, whether you're a Devin fan or whether you think he says racist things or whether he says out of pocket things. I think he's an immature kid. I think he's disrespectful as fuck at times. I think he talks about people's wives and people's families. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, he's a character. He can fight. He's exciting. Whether you like him or not, he's exciting. And it's content for boxing. Because right now, look at what we're talking. Look at what we got Lamont Roach and Tank coming up. We got Bivol and Better Beef, right? We got Bivol and Better Beef. After that, like, what kind of big fight? Like, as far as like when you're a hardcore, we could justify a lot of these fights being good fights, right? Because we're hardcores. But if we're talking about like fights that are big, right? So what do we got? Serrano and Taylor too. Well, we got Jake Paul and Tyson coming up. I mean, I can't even believe that's a sanctioned fight, but I'm actually looking forward to that. You got my guy Chris Colbert fighting on a Wednesday next week on October 9th, I believe it is, right? Fury and Usyk 2 is in December. It's in December, right? So this is what I mean. Like, this could be stuff that I just think is good. I don't think it's bad. And matter of fact, let me say this. No matter the outcome of that fight, it's good. It's good. Because I know a lot of people don't like Tio, bro. And that's why I don't understand why they don't ask for it. Like, that's where I'm confused about. I know people when Floyd would fight, bro, they watched. And every time they betted on this man losing, bro. They look every time I'd see people go, I can't wait till somebody knocks this guy out. And it caused them to watch. And my bad for the past couple of days too, man. I was going off or whatever. I had like I go through these things where I go through a bad, let me share the screen real quick. I go through these bad things. And sometimes, bro, like you could clearly see I'm going through a bad time. And then I say stupid stuff and I shouldn't go live at those times because when I'm upset and I'm going through things, sometimes I say things that I really don't mean, bro. But it is what it is. I feel a lot better now, bro. I feel like a ton better now. Chris Colbert is on a Wednesday, October 9th. Oh, man, listen. I got a feeling he's going to lose. And I'm a root for him, man. But, you know, nobody did this he did it to himself. Nobody did. Chris did all this to himself, bro. He's far from humble. He gets knocked out, gets up and calls the guy that knocks him out trash, says he doesn't watch tape, still can justify everything that he does wrong. And then he hardly even trains. He has these little fat camps, right? With the trash bag over him. And bro, he's not in love with the sport, man. And he's wonder why he's fighting on Pro Box on October 9th on a Wednesday. That's why. Better Be Even Bivol, October 12th. Now, some of these are okay fights, like the Wardley and Clark 2, right? I know who Sarah's Meta is, but, you know, I don't, I mean, that's over there in the UK. So I mean, you guys see this, right? I mean, this is a good fight with Tim Tszyu. Skull and Shitskin is a good fight because the IBF super middleweight title is on the line too as well. Cataraw and Prograis, October 26th, right? Kante Sal and Oshaki Foster. I'm glad Oshaki Foster is getting that rematch. They robbed him. Mutataya is fighting Perez. Keyshawn Davis is fighting Gustavo Lemos. And I don't know if I got to see that guy's face, but Brian Norman Jr., that Boots fight didn't materialize. Look who he's fighting. You see what I'm saying? Boots and Karen 2. Who wants to see Boots and Karen 2, bro? That's horrible to me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and try to what am I gonna lie and say that's a good fight? The first fight was crazy. The first fight was not enjoyable. Why would the second? You think Karen is gonna change anything that he did? No, he's just gonna try to win more rounds. He's gonna try to just outpoint him more. Taylor and Serrano too, right? Right. That's a good fight. Barrios and Ramos. That's a good fight actually. Cepeda and Tevin Farmer. Okay, that's a good fight. Tevin Farmer is always Tevin Farmer, depending on which Tevin Farmer shows up, he's always a wild card, bro. Barboza and Jose Ramirez. I've said this before, and it's just my opinion. I think Arnold Barboza is one of the most boringest fighters in boxing, but it is what it is. Oscar Duarte, we know the dude from when he fought Ryan, right? And then Usyk and Fury 2. So October, November, December, the next 3 months is really not, it's like you gotta kind of like some of those fights, even as a hardcore, I gotta like talk myself into like, it'll be a good, you see what I'm saying? Whereas like last year, we had good fights a lot, and the year before that was like the year before that when PBC was what was it? The going out of business sale. PBC threw on the fire, like that was one of the best years I've seen in a long time. It's kind of crazy that we had to wait to see till PBC on the last year of their contract to throw all the good fights out. They should have been doing that. Maybe they would have renewed their contract with Showtime if they would have kept good fights like that going and kind of like manage their money, their budget more better. But that's here nor there. I'm just saying I think it's good for boxing, bro. I know people are gonna come on my comments and say, "Yo, Teal Dick," right? Whatever, bro. Whatever. Okay. The Turk can pay for it. It's a doable fight. A good storyline. I think it sets up Canelo. What is wrong about it? Y'all think Teal's not going to do it? Well, how you gonna know? How you gonna know if he's trolling? You see what I'm saying? You're just gonna laugh it off, right? Like always. Anyway, man, I gotta get going, bro. I gotta head out, bro. But I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm not sure when I'll go live. I'm always spontaneous with it, but hope y'all have the great rest of your day, man. It's Ghost. I'm out.